See, we have the capacity right now to do some really life-affirming, positive, constructive things, and yet we don't necessarily do them. Now, I think it's good to be all fired up about what we're praying for. Ernest Holmes talks about how feeling is intelligently directed creation. Right? And so if there's no feeling in your prayer, how is the universe going to respond? Oh, I am now healthy, happy, and free. You know? Like the universe is like, who cares? Right? You know, how's the universe going to respond to that, right? And so one thing that I really feel like I've learned is if something is really important to us, we will make time every day to build the consciousness for that. Because Ernest Holmes teaches us in the Science of Mind textbook, he says you can have whatever you become in consciousness. Right? And so if something is really, really important to us, we will take time on a daily basis to build that consciousness, to build that inner spiritual life from the inside out so that that greater demonstration, that greater healing is the most natural occurrence. Because that's how we are on the inside. So not getting the result or healing is not... that doesn't happen because one day we get up late and we don't meditate and say our prayers. You know, it's not that. It's not that we've fallen down on the job one day. That really not seeing healing, not seeing progress in our growth and our evolution, you know, the progress is a one treatment at a time kind of thing. One prayer at a time, one affirmation, one visualization at a time, again and again and again and again. Ernest teaches us in the textbook that every treatment is complete in and of itself. And how long do you treat? He says, until you see the demonstration. Until you see the demonstration, because every treatment, every affirmation, every visualization, every time you meditate, it contributes to your consciousness changing. And when you are different on the inside, you will see different on the outside. So it's again and again and again. We have to have the follow-through again and again and again. So we build consciousness and then we let go. You know, that if I build the consciousness and then I let go, it's like I'm saying, all right, I'm willing to surrender what the outcome looks like because I trust God that the outcome is in fact going to be good. And I always like to say, God, this is my idea, but you do know better. So I'm leaving room for you in this process because, you know, you have to be humble because that's how grace enters. Grace can only enter through our being willing. You know, God, I have a really great idea here. And I've really thought about it a lot, so I think my idea really, really is excellent. But just in case you happen to know a little more than I do, in case you see a bigger picture than I do, I am willing for that. I'm also willing for that. See, that little bit of humility there is where the grace can enter. Because prayer, I think, really is a lifestyle. To live from a particular place in consciousness. You know, I often say that we give up what we want most for what we want in the moment, don't we? Oh, I really want to be healed. I really want to prosper. I really want to be healthy. I want to be in good shape. I want to have my house in order. And then something else comes up. And it's like, okay, I really want to be healthy later. You know, I really want to be healthy later. Right now I have a bucket of chicken. You know? You understand what I'm talking about. Sure. I want to be in great shape, but right now my favorite show's on. You know? So what makes the difference? I think a commitment to your spiritual life, to building your faith, and a willingness to work on it every day. So now hear this. This is important. The difference between doing a little and doing a lot is not such a big deal. It's really not. The difference between doing a little and doing a lot is not a big deal. The difference between doing nothing and doing a little is extraordinary. Right? You know, a plane uses most of its energy to take off. But once it's up at 30,000 feet and cruising along, it doesn't use that much fuel. Right? It uses most of it to get itself up off the runway and up to 30,000 feet. And that's what we have to do when we start, you know, is that it's going to take the energy to get going. But once we're up and running, so once you're doing a little bit, you're in the game. You're in the game. See, if we look at our lives, and if I look at my life honestly and say, you know, if I can't get my life to work well, if I can't get my life to function well with everything I know, right? And I'm just talking about the normal life stuff. You know, if I can't pay my bills on time and And if I can't get along with other people and those kinds of things, how can I ever hope to have healing in my body or in my mind or in my emotions or in my spiritual life? How can I hope to have healing if I can't just manage the everyday functions of my life?